So, what's going on there? Part 3, bang, boom, tsh. Oh, this area in the belly is, if you can learn the power that is in the stomach area, you can learn everything, essentially speaking. Part 3. And, bless the people who were privileged enough to have self-supported parents. Not necessarily either. Bless the people with a fight. Because you will find this, is that in the world that we're living, there's people who have a fight, people who have given up the fight, and people who are still fighting. People who have a fight, people who have given up the fight, and people who are still fighting. The people who have a fight, they have a fight for them. Maybe when a battle comes, they fight that battle. And when the battle passes, they don't feel they need that fight. There's people who have given up the fight, people who have surrendered to this experience which we call reality, which we call planet Earth, which we call evolution, which we call truth. There's people who have given up, who have been sold. They've been sold the illusion that we live in. We've been sold the truth that we can touch, see, feel. These people have been sold. They're not fighting. They may be fighting in the Matrix. They might be fighting in this illusion world. But they're not fighting on a spiritual level. There's people who are fighting on a spiritual level, and they'll be fighting till the day that they leave this planet. These are called the fighters. And the fighters are very aware of what's going on here. They're aware that the truth is underlining the illusion that we're living in. The illusion being that this is our experience, this is our destiny, this is our fate. We're born into an evolution process of us developing as human beings and having this one-off experience, and that we are just literally our mind and body. We're not taught about the soul. We're not taught about our connection with divine energy, our Mother Earth energy, all the gods, gods, what is gods? Energy, creation, love, positivity, happiness. We're not taught about truth, wisdom, love, ancestors, knowledge, ancient knowledge. We're not taught about this, essentially because we're coming into a time of more self-discovery, inner discovery, love, passion. And if this was so open and aware and consciously available, then people would all be waking up. You can't have that because maybe they're not ready to wake up. And then you have to question, what are they awakening to? Who are they awakening to? If we all come from an energy, we all come from a frequency of divinity, of love, of infiniteness, of cosmos energy of love. There's always going to be that adjacent energy that is the formulation of balance, of yin and yang, of cosmos, essentially there needs to be that balance. And that balance is Joe Blow down the corner, who's in your workplace, who's making your life hard. Because if you didn't have Joe Blow, you would be in a different dimension. You would be in a higher vibrating frequency of just love, which potentially does exist outside of our virtual reality. So Joe Blow is actually making 1 + 1 = 2, essentially. Because if you didn't have one, and you didn't have a +1, or taking one, you'd have, so Joe Blow down the road is basically there for you to learn from, for you to bounce back, look at yourself in the mirror, to be able to raise to that ascension frequency. So use Joe, but respect him.